Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got episode 5 of my favorite urban fantasy series for you. Alright, so we are on episode 5 of my favorite urban fantasy books that I'm so excited to tell you guys about. So if you guys want to watch any of the other books in this series, I will leave their link up above in the corner. It's a little shorter of a list today, but these are some really good ones. The first book we're talking about today is going to be the Black Blade series. So this is one of my favorite YA book series of all times. It's so good. This is one that I tend not to shut up about on this channel because it's so good and it's so underrated. This book follows Lila and she's kind of an orphan. She lives in the basement of a public library within the town of Cloudburst Falls. And Cloudburst Falls is weird, so they have like these weird mob families that run this town, kind of like, not like Vegas, but it's kind of like a carnival, like theme park kind of thing. So even though it's a really modern setting, these characters carry around swords and they have magic, and it's kind of like an elemental kind of a power. And so Lila is just kind of keeping to the outskirts. She's not really trying to interact with all of these mob bosses and their families. And Lila is actually a thief, so she steals things and she pawns them at the pawn shop with her mother's best friend owns this pawn shop, so he's kind of her uncle but kind of not. One day when Lila's in there pawning off some of the goods that she stole, the son of one of the top 2 mob families comes in looking to find something for his friend's birthday, and there's an assassination attempt on him, and Lila keeps him safe and she somehow ends up with a summer job as his bodyguard, which sets off this whole fun adventure of like magic and summertime antics and just such a great series. So the next book in this recommendation is going to be Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is one of my favorite books of all times now. I love Victor. He's just, I don't know, I just feel like he needs a hug, but he won't accept the hug, but you know. So this book follows Victor and Eli, and it bounces back and forth between when they were in college and when they were friends, and present where they are trying to kill each other and like destroy each other. And I love this because it's like these college kids find out that they can give themselves superpowers, and they do that and they turn into like these huge like super villains, and I just love it. It's dark, it's creepy, and Victor is amazing, and I love Sydney and I love Mitch. I love everything about this book. This next book shouldn't be a surprise to anybody because this is one that I talk about on this channel all the time, and that is the Chronicles of Nick. So this follows Nick, and he is just 14 in this first book, and he finds out by accident that there's supernatural creatures in the world, and somehow he finds out that he is a demon overlord, and yet he still has to go to high school and face all of these assassination attempts. I love Nick. He's funny, he's great. It's set in New Orleans, and Nick is one of my favorite characters of all times. He's sweet. He's a total sweetheart, but he can also be a badass, and he's just so cute. If you guys are fans of Percy Jackson, you might find Nick a really great character to go to if you need something else that's like sassy and like cool powers and like cool stuff and like action. Check this book series out because Nick has that same level of sassiness, and it's just such a great world, and it's a huge world because this book series is set within Sherilyn Kenyon's adult fantasy series, The Dark Hunters, and it's just so good. And then the last book we're going to talk about today is The Adventures of Owl. So this is Owl and the Japanese Circus, the first book. Owl is one of my favorite characters, and I just really love this world. So Owl is kind of a modern day Indiana Jones, but she kind of screws things up occasionally. So Owl, or Alex, is an ex-archaeology student, and she kind of winds up on the shit list for this dragon that has a hotel or a casino in Las Vegas, and he blackmails her into doing some archaeology work for him. And there's supernatural creatures in this. There's mummies, there's vampires, there's all sorts of really cool fun creatures and demons, and it's just a whole gaggle of fun. And I love that this combines like magic and archaeology and like going to an actual archaeological site, digging around for artifacts, and just it's so fun. It's action-packed, it's adventure-y, and it's just such a fun, light-hearted for the most part series. Alright, so those are the books in this installment of my favorite urban fantasies books. What are some of your guys' favorite urban fantasy books? Let me know down below because I'm always looking for more, and it's always great to have more recommendations. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the notification button, and if you'd like to follow me on social media, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys!